Hey everybody! Welcome to Thursday night. Almost caught me off guard there. I was counting down the seconds and I kind of lost count. I don't know how that happens. Anyway, welcome. It is Thursday night and boy, oh boy, what a week it has been. Very, very busy. And that's all good. Tonight we're going to do a fall happy birthday card, and I'm literally going to see again how it comes together because I've done a little bit of work, but I think we're going to have some fun with it. So we shall see. Yeah, is this thing chopping off my head? Oh no, it's okay. It's just my screen. So anyway, welcome everybody. I always love seeing everybody come in and comments and everybody talking to each other, and it's just so friendly and so fun, and it's just so nice. So I've got a shout out to Blanca. Got your card, girl. Yay! And she even used the walk in the park stencil in the background here with the tree and the leaves and everything, and it's perfect for fall. Such a cute card. Look at that. It is so sweet. And apparently I call you Bianca. I'm so sorry. It's hard for me to see because when I look at my screen, I don't have my glasses on when I'm looking at the screen over here. And that's what I'm looking at. That's when I'm trying to read everybody's name. I don't have my reading glasses on, and I'm very, very old now, so I can't see anything. But thank you so much for your card. It's so sweet, and what you wrote inside was very, very sweet too. And the card is just adorable. Just love it. So, gosh, everybody, welcome. Oh, hey, before I forget, we've got gift cards in the store now. We've got 3 different denominations. I think it's $25, $50, and $100. If you're in the store and you go to up in the menu, it's the tab that says like paper and more and stuff like that. That drop down, it'll say gift cards in there now, and so now you can purchase gift cards from us. So I was able to figure out how to do that. So thank you for the suggestion, and hopefully we're still in time for the Christmas holiday. So anyway, before I forget, also we have a giveaway for anybody that's new. You need to know that so that you will leave a comment. If you put your comments out there, then we can see that you're there. We're on Facebook group, page, and YouTube. And if you put a comment out there, we know you're there, and then there is a good chance that we might call your name. Also want to put a shout out to joining our Facebook group, subscribing to us on YouTube. That way you're going to get notifications. Subscribe to our newsletter, subscribe to our blog, because we've got blog posts that go out almost every single day. And we don't have newsletters that go out a whole lot of time, but when I send out the announcement about the Tuesday and Thursday nights, that goes out to everybody that's part of the newsletter stuff. So anyway, that's my whole spiel, and we're going to move on. I'm going to go ahead and switch cameras so that you can see what we're going to be working with. Oh, Alan, you took away the little fun kind of thing that zips around. That's okay. It's a little bit late. The star of the show today is going to be our sunflower stencil. This is a 6x6 stencil. I'm going to flip this over. Mine's yellow because I've used it. And on the back, you can see how gorgeous this is. I do want to mention this is going to show up in the store as sold out, but the new stock is arriving on Tuesday. So anybody who has already ordered this, if you ordered it on the pre-order waiting for stock, they're coming in Tuesday. We're going to get them shipped out very, very quickly. If you are interested in this, I would say go ahead and order it quickly, because Alan is actually a little concerned that maybe we're getting low already on the restock that's going to be coming in. So anyway, we're going to be working with this, but I'm not going to do it in traditional colors. I'm going to do this in different colors, and you're going to see how that's going to work out. But I wanted to play with that because that is just, I think it's so fun. So that is going to be the star of the show. And then I always like to pull in other things, so I wanted to have some characters. And so I've chose a few of the characters from the City Sidewalks. I think they're incredibly versatile. They are kind of wearing some winter clothes, so let me turn this over so you can see the picture. So we've got, things like the little earmuffs, and they've got coats and boots. So they are for colder weather, which is perfect for fall. Doesn't have to be Christmas. I am doing a birthday card, and so I chose to work with her because she's carrying presents, and I think it works beautifully for birthday, and I picked a couple of the others in there as well. And then we've got the coordinating dies that go with that. And then I pulled a few things from that we already have, not part of the new collection, but I love the fact that, you know, I've talked about this before. When we design product, we make sure it's going to work with stuff that you already have in your stash as well as things going forward. So I pulled our sentiment stack. This is our initial, the very first sentiment stack that we did, because I wanted to work with the Anytime stack sentiments. It doesn't have the words on the back on these. We changed that when we went to some of the newer ones, but this one actually has, it's called Anytime, and this one has a happy birthday in here. This is all about, it's hard to see because I've stamped with it, but it has like any day spent with you is my favorite, thinking of you, happy birthday, you're one of a kind, and so on and so forth. So it's perfect for those kind of, you know, celebratory things, congratulations, that kind of stuff. So we're gonna put some of those sentiments on the card. And then I also grabbed, I swear I grabbed the stencil so much, but I'm trying to think.
We get any of those in?
Oh, is this out too? Oh shoot, Rainy Day is out. Is it up for pre-order?
Yeah, it's up for pre-order. I just don't know.
Yeah, it's up for pre-order. This has been, it is on order, but I don't have a restock date for the Rainy Day stencil, but we sell out of these things so quickly. But anyway, the whole point is I want to work with some of the clouds, and I wanted the grass. So I pulled that. And then I also pulled this is mine. That's why it's kind of messy. Our scallop circle, because I wanted to have one of the circle dies, and you're going to see how we're going to work with that. So let me move these aside and get all of my goodies out, because I always have my little bag here of stuffs.
Blanca just got on.
Oh, Blanca just got on?
Yes.
Blanca, you missed it. Let me show your card again. Here's your card, doll. Thank you so much. We already talked about it, and I showed everybody your gorgeous fall card where you used our tree stencil from the Walk in the Park. I absolutely love it. I think it's adorable. So thank you so much for that. And I will do my best to call you Blanca instead of Bianca. I was explaining that I can't see my screen very well when I don't have my glasses on, and so it's hard for me to see stuff sometimes. So I apologize if I said your name incorrectly, but it was very, very sweet, everything that you wrote. So thank you so much. This is what we're going to make. I'm going to show you how to create this kind of a look with our sunflower stencil, and I think it is gorgeous, and I just love it. So I'm going to make that for you. I'm going to show you what I did. I've already got my sentiment stamped. I've got my little characters here that we're going to color up. What else do I have in here? I've got, how many of these do I have? Oh, this card base I don't need. That one's too light. Here's what I did. Well, I'll explain it in a minute. So I have my card base, which is an A2 card base, 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. It's a half of a letter size sheet of paper. And then I have this card topper. Now I'm blending today, blending with inks, ink blending. So everything I'm working with is Strathmore Bristol Smooth Surface. Again, I've mentioned these are in the store. This is my go-to whenever I'm going to be blending with inks. I love this stuff. It is slightly, I would say it's just slightly off-white. So I pulled that. That's what this is. And this is what I'm going to blend on. And then, and I had a regular, you know, normally we've talked about this before where I have just like, it's fairly thin cardstock that I use for my card base. But I decided that I wanted to have kind of a window card where you could see through. And so what you're going to see through, I'm going to end up blending. So I chose this time to have a card base that's actually made with the Strathmore paper, because I'm going to be doing some blending on the front of that as well. So that's why I had 2 of those cards here. So first things first, I'm going to show you how I created my, my beautiful fall background, because I think it is gorgeous. I just love it. I gotta turn this the right way. All right, it goes this way. Okay. So, got my sunflower stencil, all right. I've already sprayed this with some pixie spray This is what I use, if anybody wants to know. And I don't have this in the store, but this is what I use. It's Pixie Spray by iCraft. Love this stuff. So I've already sprayed this. I don't always do that on all of my stencils. If I'm going to be moving them around a lot, I don't do it. I'll tape them down. But this one I did go ahead and I used it, and I am still going to tape it down, but I didn't want, let me see how I'm going to position this. Anyway, I didn't want, get some more color in there. Okay. I didn't want it to, lift up or anything anywhere. Do I have that all the way on there? All right, I got to fix this. I'm watching my little border at the bottom and I'm not paying attention to everything else. So let me lay that on there. I want to make sure that I get my color everywhere on the card. So now, even though I have that on there, I'm just really, really weird about making sure it's not going to move. So I am going to go ahead and put a little bit of tape down on the ends just to make sure it doesn't move. Now I'm going to be working with hybrid inks for blending, and I have a lot of colors. But basically what I've got, let me show you this. My basic colors for my flowers are yellow, orange, and red. Let me move this over here so you can see better. And so what I've done though is I have two different shades of each, because I want to have a light and a dark of each. So this one is Banana Cream Pie.
Yes.
Banana Cream Pie. I just made Alan drool. This is Dandelion, Tangerine Dream, In Your Face Orange, Kiss Me Red, and Scarlet Rose. And then I've also grabbed Olive Branch for the leaves. So these are the 6 colors that I'm going to be using to create this gorgeous look. Okay, so let me get my little blender brushes. And I couldn't find some of my blender brushes. Couldn't find some of my colors. I think they might be at the office. So a couple of them I have to kind of make do. And let me get my yellow ones here. So here's my Banana Cream Pie and my yellow. I'm going to start with that. Now I always like to start, let me put these up top here, with my lighter colors. So I'm going to stack these up here so I have the darker color underneath. I'm going to start with, which one am I starting with? Banana Cream Pie. What does hybrid mean? Terry's asking, what does hybrid mean? That's a fantastic question. A hybrid is a combination ink, so it's a combination of a pigment and a dye ink. Typically, when you want to work, you're depending on what medium you're going to work with, you're going to grab a different type of an ink. But which means that you may end up having 3 or 4 different types of inks, and just in yellow or just in red, and depending on what medium you're going to work with, you would grab it. If you want watercolors, you might grab ink A. If you're going to be working with Copics, you might grab ink B. On glossy surfaces, you might grab ink C. The great thing about a hybrid is that it has a combination of the properties of both a pigment and a dye ink. So I only have to have 1 set of inks. I don't have to have 5 different inks for 5 different mediums. So I don't have to think about what ink I'm using if I'm going to work with Copics or if I'm going to work with watercolors. I just have to grab my hybrid ink. So it's wonderful. I can use Copics, watercolors, glossy surfaces. I can stamp on fabrics and heat set it. I can stamp on porous surfaces like on wood and things like that. It's just wonderful. So that is why we have hybrid inks. I just love them. It does have it's not going to dry instantly. It does take a little bit longer to dry. The inks will reactivate each other for a certain period of time. And they're lovely. And when you're working with the right papers, because your paper is always it's one of your tools. If you can blend beautifully with them. My favorite one is this Strathmore paper if I'm going to be blending. Oh, and also with ours, you can also use them to emboss with embossing powders. So I've gone ahead, I've got this is banana cream pie. Alan's writing a note for me.
No,
Oh, he's writing it all down. Yeah. So I've got banana cream pie. Notice it says banana cream pie. And I'm just going to start placing color. I'm choosing which one of these, which of these little flowers I want to have my color in. I don't care if I go outside the lines just a little bit. It doesn't matter to me. If you want to grab much smaller brushes and do this, you can do that. It's up to you. Let me see. Where else might I want a yellow? Let me put a yellow over here. I'm going to go right into the center. And then let me put a yellow over here in this corner. And I think that's going to be good for yellow for now. I might add one after I start putting these other colors down. So now I'm going to Tangerine Dream. And I'm going to change to my Tangerine Dream brush. Now I'm going to grab my color and I'm going to go off with my color just a little bit here. And I'm going to put orange up here. That's Tangerine Dream. And let's see, I'll put some orange here. And then, where might I put orange again? I'm going to come in with some orange over here. All right. Next up is going to be my Kiss Me Red. That's one of the brushes I couldn't find. So I kind of cleaned up. I grabbed my Scarlet and I've cleaned it up. It's still in the same family. The Kiss Me Red is the lighter version of the Scarlet. So I'm going to put some red here. I'm doing this very gently, especially with the red because the red is really strong. I'm going to put some red over here in this one. Get some red over here. And then, you know what, I'm going to actually put some red down here at the bottom of this one. See if we can get a mixed kind of a color going with that one maybe. Put a little bit of red up in the center there. Okay. Then, let me think. I'm going to grab my next yellow. So I'll go back in with my yellow, which is my Dandelion. Dandelion. And I'm going to put some of that Dandelion a little bit stronger on one side than the other. Just to kind of give it a little bit of variation of color. That's all there is to that. And see how easy these stencils are to work with. So the next one is my orange. Let me see. What color was that?
in your face? Or?
No, that's a green. I'm trying to think.
You're missing a red on there.
What do you mean? No, I'm going to put it here. So this is, I've got my Tangerine Dream and I'm putting that in my In Your Face orange. And I'm going to come in darker up here with that. And this is where I decided I'm going to try and have a little combination color going on there with some orange and red on that one. And come into the center here. That's really pretty. And then the next one is going to be my Scarlet Rose. I'm going to go really intense in the center. You don't have to do that. I mean, you can do it however you want. Let's bring some of that red into there. You know what? Because I put red and orange in there together, I'm going to bring some little bit of red in with these other oranges too, just to mix it up a bit. And I need something right here, don't I? I'm going to come in with a little, I don't want to put red. I'm going to put a little more orange in here. Because it looks like I missed one. So I've got some right in here. So let's get some orange in there. And then I'm going to bring some of that scarlet into it, just to have a little more orange and red combination going on there. So you can really have fun with these. So the next thing that I need then is my green, which is going to be the olive branch. Oops. I'm going to try and get this, you know, on the leafy areas. If it ends up on a little bit over the flower or something, I don't care. It doesn't have to be perfect. Remember, we're crafting. So it's just supposed to be fun, and it's supposed to look like, I mean, it's supposed to look handmade, but it's also supposed to look creative and just really fun. Let me see. Let me get a little more in here, a little more, a little intense with the green there. So I really want this green to kind of stand out from everything. All right, it looks kind of messy now, right? Wait until I remove that stencil. Get my hands a little messy. Let's put these down. Oops. All right. Get my little brushes out of here. I have to get stuff out of the way because I don't want to get ink anywhere it's not supposed to be. So wait until I move this and you are just going to see the magic happen. It is, I guarantee you cannot go wrong with this. Look how gorgeous that is. Isn't that just so pretty? And it comes together so fast. You almost don't want to cut into that. And see, here I've got some red and some little green on the tips there. That doesn't matter. I think it just really adds to it. You can even see it the same in here. Isn't that just beautiful? Bringing some red and orange together down here. So you can take a sunflower stencil and look what you can do with it. It's just spectacular. It doesn't have to be yellow. I love that. So I'm going to go ahead and wipe this up just a little bit. Can you use embossing powder with hybrid inks? Yes, with ours you can. I cannot speak to other companies, but ours you can. It's not necessarily one of the things that you're supposed to be able to do, but ours do have some drying time. I always recommend, if you're going to use an embossing powder with them, have your embossing powder ready to go, because you do have to act kind of quickly. I mean, not crazy quickly or anything, but you're not going to have the same amount of time as you would, you know, with other inks. But yes, with ours, you absolutely can. And like I said, I can't speak to other companies' hybrid inks. So Terry, that was Terry. Do I have a list of retailers in Canada? Yeah, we've got to get a list going up on the store. Right off the top of my head, I can't remember everybody's, all the retailers' names. Do you have many, but we are working on getting a list up in the store of retailers. So that is coming soon. Somebody else is saying, do you have mini hybrid ink pads? We do have some in the store, don't we?
In bundles.
Yeah, they're in like little 4-pack bundles. We have, I think we have like the initial 24 colors in minis. So isn't that stunning? I just love how that looks. I think it's so pretty. And you can see when I put this one together here, because I already cut this one, as you can see. How's it go? How did I do it? Was it here? Yeah, I think it was like something like that. Is that it? I don't know. What did I do? How did it go?
Maybe how was the other one?
There we go. I think it goes like that. Okay. So you can see they're different. So every single one of these that you make can be different and unique, and it comes together so fast. I mean, it's a gorgeous background paper. I absolutely, I love stencils, and I love these stencils. I love our stencils. I think they're phenomenal. Okay, couple more things. let's see. I wanted to show you, these are the characters that I chose to work with, and I started coloring them up. And then I remembered that we had so many people that really enjoyed the coloring on Tuesday, so I thought, well, let's color up a couple more things. I'll show you how I do it. And
That's not what you use.
this is what I do. It seems like a lot, but it's not, and I will show you why. Because with every color I choose 2 or 3 variations of it. So I have some blue here, and I chose, so whenever I choose blue, I choose 2 colors. This is, I can't put these up in the camera because it's not going to focus very well, but it's B91 and 93. When I choose, I wanted some red, so I chose 3, reds. So I have, these are all R's. It's 32, 35, and 37. Those are my R's. I grabbed some oranges. So I have YR65 and YR68. And I mean, you don't have to write all these down, but because I'll go over them again. But I'm explaining to you why it seems like I have so many. And then I wanted greens, so I have G82 and G94. I like how those look together. Then I always have my blender, my colorless blender. I've got a yellow, which is Y21. I do have grays in here. Let's see what grays I grabbed. I have both neutral. Now this is where I've actually got all three gray combinations. I grabbed a C1, and I'll explain why I have a C1. A C gray in a Copic. C means it's a cool gray. It means it has a blue undertone. I grabbed 2 warm grays. These are W's, W1, W3. A warm gray means it has a warm undertone. I'm sorry, a brown undertone. Let me show you something here. Okay. This is a C. Oh, my color doesn't look great. I don't know how it looks on screen. I wish we could get more color here. So that is a C1. Let me show you what a W1 looks like next to that. See the difference in that? So you can see the blue in that, and you can see the brown in the W. Now, if I take, here's an N1. That's a neutral. Let's put that one over here. See the difference? These are all ones. So I have a W1, a C1, and an N1. A W means it has a brown undertone. That's a warm gray. A C is a cool gray. It has a blue undertone. And then your N is going to be that is your neutral. That's going to be like your closest to, just a black, a combination, a black. It's not going to have either a blue or a brown in it. So if ever you're wondering what is the difference between those, that is it. That's your difference. And depending on what you're coloring, you're going to determine what you want to have. If you want it to look blue or brown or none of the above. And then the question came up on Tuesday about E's. And so your E is your earth tone. That's going to be your browns. So I grabbed a whole bunch of these here. So when I'm working with skin, and that's why I grabbed these 2, when I'm working with skin, I oftentimes will start with an E000, and I'll use an E21 for like the cheeks. And I used to grab like 4 or 5 different E's for skin because I used to color up bigger images. But now that I'm coloring these little images, I don't do all that shading and all that stuff. So I really only grab these 2, to be honest with you, anymore for skin when I'm coloring these little images. These are some colors that I grab oftentimes when I'm working with things that are like wood or dogs or hair and stuff like that. So an E50 is a beautiful kind of a creamy color. It's very, very light, but it's a fantastic base, and it's fantastic for your highlights. An E31 kind of starts to get into that kind of light caramel color. I love those together. I will go kind of up one into like an E43, starts to get a little bit darker, a little more brown. And then for my darkest ones, I love E44. This is my favorite brown. It's a really rich chocolatey brown, but it has kind of a grayish color to it, which is just phenomenal. And it's great for providing, like giving your coloring some age. And then for this, I decided to grab this E35, which I think is fantastic for hair if you want to do kind of a brown hair. And all of these work really, really nicely together. So that's where I am with those. That's why I have all these colors. I know it seems like a tremendous amount. Like when I pulled them out and I had the whole stack, Alan was looking at me going, are you insane? That's a lot just for those little images. And it is, but when you think about the graduation of color, and I wanted to have a variation of colors and needing at least 2 or 3 of each, it's really not that big of, it's really not a lot. Sharon is saying, or is asking, heat embossing always makes my paper warp. Do you have a trick to help keep it from warping? Absolutely. Heat it on the other side.
So she does that.
Oh, you do that? Well, you might be heating it too much in one space, in one place. If you were going to be, putting, you're doing your heat embossing, make sure you're moving it a lot. And flipping it over and heating it and then flipping it over. I go back and forth a little bit so that I don't warp it. You're going to get some warping, but if you're going to minimize it if you don't get too much heat in one space at one time. And make sure you turn it over, but keep that heat moving on it. That will help a lot too. Okay, let's see. I'm going to go ahead and color these up. Now, I'm pulled my colors keeping in mind what I have in my my background that I did. And I also kind of just kept in mind who I was giving this card to and who is who in these in these characters. And this one with the dark long ponytail, I'm not sure if you can imagine that being me, but that is going to be me. So I'm going to start off with brown in the hair here. E50 is where I'm going to start. So yes, I am going with brown, but I'm starting her with a really, really nice base. Alan, we got to zoom this down a bit. Can we do that? We can.
Say when.
Nope, wrong way. That's good. That's good. That's good. There you go. Okay, so I like to have a nice base. I always start light. It's just the way I do it. And then I'm going to go up to, so that was E50. Let me do it this way. This always works better, I think, for camera. So there's E50. I'm going to go to E31. And I'm always putting the darker color where it's going to be, I like to start it where it's going to be darker and kind of finish where I might want to highlight, but I'm not going to put a whole lot of highlight in this hair because there's so little. Next, I'm going to go up to 43. I'm going to put a little bit less. And then my last one is going to be my favorite, which is E44. All right. So then I'm going to go back to my 31, kind of soften that a little bit. Bring back some of that lighter brown look. And where's my markers? Where is it? So this is my 50. Kind of blend that out a bit. Okay. So she's got some brown hair. I actually don't like how light this is on the tip. So that is an E31, just a little bit there. Okay, so you can see there's just a little bit of like a light shining on her hair there. There really isn't room to do a whole lot of shading and stuff in here with these. So next up, I'm going to give her some kind of warm boots. This is 35, E35. I'm going to give her, this is a girl. I decided it's a girl. It's got, this one has short hair, so it could be a girl or a boy. But we're going to go with girl. And we're going to do brown boots. Oops. Apparently I'm going to do brown on my finger too. And then I'm going to get that with a little bit of my 44 as well, my E44. Oops. How'd that fall down? So that's E44. And then this is, I'm not in the habit of holding those up. Sorry about that. Kind of all starts to blend together, but there are, I don't know if you can tell, but there are some lighter areas in there. Okay. Now for, what are we going to put on her? Let me see something. All right. I have to think about how I want her to be dressed. I'm going to put a blue coat on her. One thing I don't have in this paper is blue. So I want to have kind of a blue coat on her because I think it'll be really pretty. There we go. That's all coat. This is the front of the coat here. Oh, and that is B91. I'm going to try and be more aware of what I'm doing with these. And B93. There we go. A little variation of color. All right. And you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to give her blue pants. So I'm repeating my colors, and I think that's important because I think it helps to tie everything together. That was B91. This is a little bit of B93. There you go. That's all there is to that. Susanna's saying, how often do you refill your markers? It's funny you should ask that. I actually worked on that today. You know what? It's not really a matter of how often. It's a matter of which colors you use the most, and they will let you know. They'll start to dry out. I'm going to go with green on her pants. I do have refills. I don't have refills for every single marker that I have because some of them I use so infrequently. I figure I'll go ahead and get. Oh, that was G82. Sorry. And this is G94. I figure I will go ahead and get, you know, a refill on the other colors when I need them. They're not cheap, but they do last a really long time. I opened the wrong edge, or wrong end. If you ever wonder which end you're supposed to open, it's the one that has the gray. See how one side has a little gray band and one side doesn't? The one that has the gray band is the one that has your brush tip. The other end is going to be your chisel, which I can tell you I never, ever, ever use. I have yet to find a use for it. There we go. So she's got green pants. I missed an arm in blue because she has two arms, right? There we go. I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to give her a red scarf. So let's get my colors here are R32 and R35. I'm going to start with those and see if I need that darker one. There we go. So that's R32. Very gently. R35, and then just kind of blend that out a little bit. I'm going to darken a couple of those little areas here. Now, when I was picking these colors, I also made sure I chose colors like the reds. I wanted reds that were going to look nice with the red that I chose for my card. Let me see something here. Okay, you have to get this little piece here. If you're not sure if something is supposed to be white or not, you can always look at your image on the back, and that's what I just did because I wasn't sure what part of the image was there. Alrighty, I'm going to go ahead and color. Let's see, which one do I want to color? I'm going to go ahead and color. I'm going to make this ribbon here red, and I'm going to make this ribbon here red. I don't want these to look like Christmas presents, so we're not going to do that. But I do want to have some red in here because I like the red, and I think it's very happy and festive for any celebration. So I'm just going back and forth between my two colors just to get a little bit of a highlight. But, you know, again, the images are small, so there isn't really a whole lot of room for that. There we go. Now I am going to go ahead and I'm going to say this package I'm going to do in my blue. This is my lighter blue, which is the B91. Really simply, maybe get a little. Now normally I don't have these images cut before I'm coloring them. I don't have them die cut before I'm coloring them. I normally will cut them afterwards, just so you know. So there's one. And I'm going to go ahead and do this one down here in this yellow, which on my yellow, by the way, is a Y21. This is a bigger image, or a bigger present, I should say. So we're going to go with that yellow, and then I'm going to warm that up. Ooh, where is it? This is a W1. I want to warm up some of the areas in here that are kind of tucked in. Okay, that's my W1. And then I'm going to go back to my yellow and go over that to bring the yellow back in. So that looks kind of fun. And then how about we do kind of a bright orange down the center of this one. Now that orange is YR65. And then this one is YR68. Or just to kind of make them fun. So she's almost colored up. I'm going to do her little band on her earmuffs. And I'm going to do that in, I'm going to do it in the greens because it's farther, the green pants are farthest away. That's kind of how I decide what I'm going to do with those. So this is my G82. There's that. And then we've got like this little thing on her hair here too. Let me color that in. And then this one is my G94. Just kind of touch that down into some of the areas where I want it to be a little bit darker. And now we're going to deal with those little earmuffs. And that's why I have the one and only cool gray. That's my C1. Because they're little, they're like little furry little earmuffs. I wanted to kind of think, I wanted it to be kind of cool. And when I think of cool, I think of snow. and fluffy. So I'm just kind of dotting a little bit in here. I don't even know if you can see that on camera, but actually I'm going to go into the center with the N so that you guys can see it a little bit. This is an N3. I'm literally just going to tap very, very gently so that you guys can hopefully see some of the texture on that. And then I'm going to go back with my cool. Actually, I'm not going to go with that one. I'm going to go with my blender. And I'm going to dot over those again to lighten that up and blend it out a bit. It's going to lift up some of that color. But those will have like little, they just kind of look a little fuzzy now. So that's that one, and the dog is done. And then we've also got this one here. Now she is going to have blonde hair. So this is Y21. I'm just going to come in here with this. I'm going to do the same thing with those little earmuffs. Where'd it go? This is C1. Oops. C1. Just to dot a little bit of that in there. I like it better when I don't put the darker one in, but I wanted you to see it there. And then for this coat, I think I'm going to go with an orange coat here. I think that'll be really pretty. YR65. Oops. Keep getting it on me. And then this one is YR68. Just to kind of get some of these areas where I want them to be a little bit darker. And then back to 65 just to blend that out a bit. And then for this one, I'm going to do a really pretty green scarf. And even though I got a little bit of orange on that, I'm not worried about it. This is a G82. Some green up there. So real beautiful fall colors. And then to my darker green, which is G94. Just in those little areas. And this is why I'm not worried about that little bit of orange, because I'm going over that just a tiny bit with my dark green, because that's kind of like where one of the shadows is, where they come together. And then I'm just going to soften with my lighter green, soften that transition from one green to the next. And then let's see, the headband on this one, the jeans are farthest away, and I want to get all my colors in here if I can. So I'm going to go to B91 and do that little headband for the earmuffs. And then B93, just in this little part where it comes together down there. So that's all there is to coloring those up. I think that's it. So you can see how easy that is. Now, grab my card. I went ahead and I used this die right here. Actually, Alan, how do we zoom this back out? I got it. Yeah. Okay. So I went ahead and I used not the largest die, but the second die here. It's just the circle. And I laid it on, I taped it, I cut it out already with that. And this is going to I'm going to pop this up on some foam. You can see how much foam I have left. Oh my gosh.
Oh man.
You've got fuzz on it. I know, it's like very, very quickly going away on me here. All right, I have to cut this in half. We do have this foam in the store if anybody wanted it. It is Scotch. It's one of the really, really big honkin' rolls. It's this roll here. Let me show you. This is what it is. It's a big roll. I've been using this thing since March, actually since before March. It is 38 yards. So when you look at the price in the store, you're probably not going to find a better price anywhere. We've discounted it really nicely for everybody. But it is 38 yards. This is going to last you a long time. Very, very long time. Alrighty. But I want to lift this up on some foam because I really want to have a little bit of dimension with it. Now my little thing, whenever I have extras, I always lay it on the side so I don't lose it. All right, so let's see if that's going to be enough or if I'm going to do one more layer. This is where I'm headed with it because I just wanted to have a little bit of dimension, but not too much. So you can see there's that little bit of dimension there, a little bit of shadow to it. And I like that. I think it's really pretty. But I still have some work to do. This is where my rainy day stencil comes in. What happened, Alan?
Nothing.
Okay, so we're about, let me see, about 3/4 of an inch down from the top. I'm going to come in here with a little bit of cloud. And I've got, it's my favorite color to use for clouds, and it's Marina Madness. Cindy is saying, would you get the same effect if you use Karin markers? Well, the Karin markers are fantastic for watercoloring. And so you're going to get a different effect with that. What did I do with my, oh, here it is. Okay. Need my little scrap piece of paper. Yeah, the Karin markers are going to be for, you're going to watercolor with those. I mean, you can color direct with them as well, and it's going to be really pretty. If it gets hit with water, you're going to, it's going to move on you. Let's see. I'm going to do this kind of gently. I don't want these clouds to be really, really strong. So this is Marina Madness. A little bit of cloud in the background. Let's see where this is. You've got to lay this stuff out. Okay. And then I think I'm just going to come in with a little Marina Madness then here. Okay, just to kind of complete that sky kind of look. All right, and then I need one more thing. And it is the same green that I used before. Where's my green? This one's my green. So this is my olive branch. And I need my same stencil. And let's see. I want the grass to be right about here. So I've got my olive branch. I've got my, let's do it this way. That'll hold it down. Got my green. Let's see how that fits. And it looks really cute. All right, perfect. I think we're good to go with that. All right, so just a little bit makes a big difference. And this is going to go just like so. I'm going to go ahead and remove the backer off of all of this. Oops, this overlaps a little bit. Need to trim that. If it overlaps, you got to trim that foam because you don't want it to lift up funny. All right. Go ahead and lay this on here. And then the next, where did my foam go? See that little foam tape roll is, oh, it's right here. It's so little that I can't even find it anymore. Oh, you know what? I'm going to have Alan do something while I'm doing this part. He can do this for me. No! I'm going to line this up, and then he can die cut while I get the foam on my characters. So this is that sentiment stack. This is the original one. It's just called Sentiment Stack. And we have several stamp sets that coordinate with this, by the way. I'm going to show you how it's used. So I stamped the stamp already, and you get these 4 little squares when you stamp it. Oops. Blade side down. And I'm going to line it up. Now, you want to make sure those squares, now if I line up the squares this way, okay, I can line up the squares, and it's going to fit here. But let me see. It looks like it fits, actually. Here we go. All right, so this is what you have to be careful. This is what I want to show you. So I line up my squares. See how the words are not lining up in here? You can see how some of these are too long. You have to make sure that you have it going in the right direction. So there is a right and a wrong direction. So line up these squares, and then I'm going to tape this down into place. I always tape on 2 sides so it doesn't shift in either direction when the roller, I don't want the roller to push it. So Alan, you know, okay. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and get my foam tape on these. I'm not going to put foam on that little dog because, how you doing over there, Alan? I'm not putting foam on the dog because I want him to kind of be a little more in the background. Thank you. So this is kind of what I'm thinking. So this little dog is going to go like here. All right, where's my tape? So this is going to be a very clean and simple little card. It's not going to be, you know, real busy with tons of characters and elaborate backgrounds and stuff like I often do. This one is going to be a little more simple. Let's see if that's where he goes. I'm going to lift him up a tiny little bit. There we go. Yeah, I'm not liking where the dog is. Let's see. There. I think that'll be better. All right. And then let's get the foam off of this one. I'm not even worried that that's going in front of the dog a little bit. That's why I have, because the dog's just walking, right? You know what? I am worried about it. I don't like it. I'm going to move that. I'm going to move the dog back a tiny bit. This is what you go through when you're making this stuff. There. And then we can put her here because she's walking her dog. Look at how cute. So we have the one friend bringing the other friend presents. I want to be that friend. Getting all the presents. That's a big old stack of presents there. Okay, so here's the die. Alan went ahead and ran the die through. And so we stamped once. You saw that was all just one stamp. And it literally is one big stamp. And then you run it through and you get all of these die cuts. So we have all these sentiments ready to go now. And there's one I wanted. I was thinking of putting 2. I'm thinking of putting Happy Birthday. And then, let's see. Happy Birthday How about this one? Love you with all my heart. I'm going to go with these two. Scissors. I'm going to pop them up on foam. Is this my happy birthday? You know what though? I kind of want, that one is longer, isn't it? Perfect. I wanted to make sure it was longer. And I need one more little piece of foam. All right. Any possibilities you'll ever come out with more polka doodles? We just did. We have more polka doodles. If you look in the store, look under our newest collection. Actually, I think when you go to polka doodles, go to new products, and you will see how many are there? 6 new polka doodle stamps for Christmas, plus the sentiment set. So we have new polka doodles there. There's that one. And I think you're going to love them. They're absolutely beautiful, and they're for Christmas. Let's see, this has got to be centered right underneath it. Does that look centered? I think it does. Clean, simple. Oh. What? You're after 8. Oh, I'm after 8? Okay, well, we're a few minutes late. So that is it. That is tonight's card, and I like it. I think it turned out really cute. Clean, simple, fun, colorful. I love it. I hope you guys like it. Yay! Hey! I like it. That's how I wanted it to turn out. So it's just a fun, very, very simple little card. It's featuring a gorgeous, gorgeous background, and it's because of that background, because it's so busy in the background with all those beautiful colors, that's why I kept this part really, really simple. So we have a little bit of cloud in the background there. I'm hoping you can see it. I don't know if you can see it on this camera very well, but we have a little bit of clouds. We have a little bit of grass down there, which actually looks yellow, and I think it's because of the green screen. The colors look different because we have the green screen behind us, and that looks kind of strange, but I'm so pleased with it. I think it turned out really, really nicely. Yay! So, giveaway time. Who wants a giveaway? Yay, yay, me. Anna Cruz. Anna, do you want to know what you're going to win? Tonight, you are winning the City Sidewalk stamps and the coordinating dies. That's what I just grabbed over here. So that's what you're getting. Yay! Anna Cruz, I need you to send your shipping information. Send us your mailing address. Send it to customerservice@ldrscreative.com, and we will get your City Street stamps and dies. We'll give you a brand new set. You're not going to get my used set, but we'll get that out to you right away. And yay, congratulations, and thank you for being here. I can't tell you how pleased I am that this worked out. And I used the stenciled flowers that I did when I was playing around earlier before tonight. And so this is the one that I have that I just did with you guys. So I get to use this one for something else. So I got to figure that out. Anyway, thank you everybody for being here. We will be back again on Tuesday, same time, same place. I have no idea what I'm going to make for you, but it will be, I guarantee, from the new collection, because I'm having so much fun with that. And I think I might even maybe dive into a winter card. I think I might leave fall for a moment and dive into a winter card. We'll see. Anyway, thank you guys. So much fun. I love doing these with you guys. I hope you guys had some fun. I hope you guys all brought something to craft along with me. And anyway, we will see you guys on Tuesday. Subscribe if you're on YouTube. I'd love for you to subscribe. That way you're going to be notified as soon as we go live. And again, if you subscribe to our newsletter on our webpage, you're going to get our newsletter when we send those out. We've got to get those going again, but you'll be notified of these in advance. And also the blog. You don't want to miss the blog because our design team is amazing, and there's all kinds of stuff that goes out from our blog almost every single day. And so there's some fantastic stuff there. And I wanted to kind of give a shout out to everybody in our Facebook group that has been sharing your projects. It has been an absolute joy to see the projects that you guys are sharing. I love the work that you're doing, the crafting that you're doing. I love that you're not afraid to share your talent with us. I know a lot of people get nervous about that, but we absolutely love to see how you're enjoying our products and what you're doing with them, and it's just a lot of fun. So thank you for doing that, and if you haven't been, please do it, and don't be afraid. Share with us in our Facebook group. Our Facebook group is, it is something that you have to join. We don't ask any questions or anything. It's not like you have to, you know, tell me the name of this or anything of that. Just click join, and we'll get you in there. But we do set it so that people have to join so that we don't get, you know, we've had some kind of, you know, people you don't want in there. And so we do make sure we keep it really clean. It is politically free. It is a fun zone. So anyway, I will see you guys same time, same place on Tuesday. Thank you guys. I love doing this with you. So I hope you'll come back again next week. We'll see you soon. Bye.